Hi, since I'm a believer in tradition, welcome to Carpe Diem, inside the world of Max Headroom. I think I am going to present a clip that I made a few minutes ago, very spontaneously. This Carpe Diem thing, you might think it's bullshit, but like, I don't know, it's beginning to be sort of like a lifestyle thing for me. So having this video thing, this new equipment, and learning how to kind of set it up fast has enabled me to just kind of capture these various moments that come up. So here's the story. I was watching television and my mind was drifting, and it drifted to a video I did before on Facebook, and it didn't go over real well, didn't get a lot of views. I didn't do a very good job, and I've always had trouble getting back to it because I have a lot of, I think, very important observations about that process, and I'd like to comment on them. And so I just captured the moment of something that hit me while my mind was drifting, and I recorded it. And I was saying in the video, well, maybe I'll try to figure out a way to put this in a new version of the video I botched. Okay. And then after watching it, I decided, it would be pretty cool to post it as a trailer, because I liked the way I rolled. Okay. So the following is a tape that I made a few minutes ago and then rewatched and said, let's try something different, let's think out of the box. Carpe diem. I liked what I said there, and I hope that it will serve as a trailer to a longer and better discussion of some of my concerns about Facebook that I didn't do the greatest job. I'm sorry. I blew it. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Enjoy what comes. Thanks. I still don't have a remote control. Hi. This is just a Carpe Diem moment, and I've learned how to set up my new stuff fast enough to try to catch some of those moments. So hopefully I'm going to be able to integrate this little catching the moment in another tape that I've already done once, but I really did not do a very good job about. I was too nervous, really, and I want to redo it, represent it in a better way. But anyway, so I don't know. I'm trying to watch some program. I really can't concentrate. My mind's doing what it does all the time in the headroom there, and like I went to grab for Facebook actually, and then like I found myself like constrained from doing it. Like part of it was that like I just don't think it's such a good way to be relying on interacting with a large part of your social system, and the algorithmic processes that are behind the scenes make it even weirder. The other day, believe it or not, I got a friend suggestion, okay, from my invasive cardiologist, okay. Now, the chances of that are 1 in 1,000,000. She never even saw me. Maybe she'll recognize my tattoos. I really doubt it. I mean, when I had this life-saving procedure, when I had these heart attacks I've mentioned before, I mean, they had a thing over my face. It was like being waterboarded. I mean, I just could peek underneath. I could see her, but she couldn't see me. She was concentrating so intensely. It was like one of those television shows, And as a matter of fact, I saw her when I was in cardio rehab one time, and I said, "Hi, Doctor So and So," and she didn't know who I was, and I said, "Oh, hi, you saved my life, thanks a lot." And she was very kind of, "Oh yeah, I did that all the time," So obviously, she did not make a suggestion that she be my friend, okay, and that to me was like what we would call in family therapy an isomorph, equivalent to the structure, parallel to, a biopsy of. A lot of the stuff that I'm major distrustful about in the Facebook process. And so what got stimulated by that thought while I was sitting on the couch trying to watch another television show, I realized one of the things that is getting me to do like I just did back there, where I'm watching this movie, I'm getting bored, and I go to pick up the Facebook thing, and I go, no, I don't want to do that. You know, I have these reasons for not wanting to do it. I don't think it's a healthy way to have a big part of your, support or social, milieu when you never see anybody in person. It's like ridiculous. Um, and then call them friends. I mean, they're friends. They're old friends. I have affections or affliction, whatever, for them. But I think when it comes down to it, here's the big thing that just struck me was what I think I dislike the most about Facebook, and I hope that I'll put this clip in a redo of the Facebook one, which didn't get many reviews. I mean, many views. And I didn't do the greatest job, I have to admit. I was really nervous. I felt like I was going up against the Encyclopedia Britannica or something. And but you see, I always prolong the main point. You should start to learn that if you're part of the head rule. Okay, okay. Anyway, look, I'm still in my pajama bottoms. I mean, I just was laying on the couch. Can you see them? No, I'm not a foot fetishist. You see? Okay. I mean, I just threw a sweater on the hat and just got on here. So who knows where it's going to end up? But again, main point. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. What I really dislike the most about using Facebook as a like everyday active means of interacting with other people is that Facebook generates what you would call the objectification of human beings. You're not talking to a person. First of all, you're not talking, you're writing. Second of all, you're not really getting the opportunity to make up your own mind about what kind of people they are because they're portraying themselves the way they want to be portrayed, right? And you're portraying yourself the way you want to be portrayed. So there's really this like totally artificial encounter that tends to happen a lot of times. And the algorithm itself, generates that with stuff like friend suggestions. My invasive cardiologist, the last memories I have of her was like down on my groin, putting a stent in my heart. And I'm sure she doesn't even remember that, So again, the big point I'm trying to make is I think it's that Facebook's mentality, fuck this algorithm bullshit. Facebook's mentality that's reflected in the algorithm, okay, is that it tends to create an artificial environment, I believe, that's rather superficial, self-generated by the people making the posts and making the likes and doing this and that, and it objectifies the human experience into texting with abbreviations in a very impersonal way. And then one last thing that's like really one of my big ones and then I'm going to shut this off and see what happens, is like part of the Facebook process is, this thing called unfriend or block, a famous psychiatrist, his name is Murray Bowen, made a comment. I like to throw these pithy comments around, right? But anyway, this guy, Murray Bowen, he's very well respected, said that the hallmark of a mature relationship is to be able to maintain attachment in the face of a difference, in the face of conflict, okay? So the hallmark of a mature relationship is to be able to stay attached to somebody else when there's like a big difference of opinion about something, okay? Well, see, Facebook doesn't go by that principle, because it does what Murray Bowen would say is like the worst thing you could do in the world, and that is you can cybernetically cut off a relationship with the push of a button. That's the ultimate in immaturity and treating others like objects. And I know that that's happened to me on 2 occasions that I can think of right off the bat. And it was unnecessary to take those steps. And it was because Facebook, see, Meatball's getting pissed because I am too. But anyway, Meatball, be quiet for a minute. I'm trying to finish this tape. But anyway, so Facebook, my 2 big things is, one, it objectifies human relationships. Shut up, Meatball, come on. And it objectifies human relationships, okay? It turns everything objectified. It allows the participants to portray themselves as they would like to be seen, and you respond the way you'd like to be seen. So that's an artificial sort of relationship. You never talk to them, you never see their facial expressions. You use abbreviations to say you think something they said was funny, or you think something you said was funny. It's ridiculous. And again, I refer back to what I said in the other tape the other day. You know, 1,000 years from now, if the world isn't blown up, I'll be real surprised to see what anthropologists have to say about what this trip called Facebook was about. Because it really, what really bothers me about it is it reduces human relationships to objectified relationships, self-created, self-reported, relationships. Has a tendency to draw followings, much like cults do. Okay, sorry, and it breeds an immature type of relationship, I believe. Once you go past a certain point, if you're just interested in getting your name out there, hooking up with old people and having a little spiel or whatever, it's great. But to see it as anything else, like some form of artificial social milieu, I say that's caca. And I hope this makes it to a better version of the last video I did. We'll see, huh? Take care, y'all.